Well, we have a very special interview tonight at Queer News Tonight. Andrew Christian. Okay, unless you are living in the very, very back of your grandmother's closet, there is not a single viewer tonight that does not know who I am talking about or getting ready to talk with this evening. Celebrity designer Andrew Christian is the person, and the Andrew Christian brand is the sexy men's lifestyle and fashion brand, and we're going to talk about so many different things. Andrew Christian, thank you very much for joining us this evening at Queer News Tonight.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Well, let's start about you. I want to take it right off the table. It can be confusing because I'm interested in you and I'm also interested in the brand. And both things have the same name. You as Andrew Christian and your brand, Andrew Christian. So I just want to make sure I'll try my best to delineate if I'm talking about the person or the brand, because they have the same name. Let's begin with the early history. So you formulate and create Andrew Christian in 1997, and I understand you were about 19 years old. Now that's super interesting to me because you're this gay guy in California, and you're young, and you decide that you want to get into fashion, and unless you're at one of the big houses that just completely insulate and protect you, it must have been rough going. Tell us about the early days of Andrew Christian, the brand, and for Andrew Christian, the person.
Oh my God, it was so difficult in the beginning. Like, nobody knew who I was. Nobody wanted to take a chance on buying my products. You know, I was like hitting the streets, going to all these different boutiques, trying to get them to carry my line because, you know, at that point, the internet was still in the beginning stages. So, you know, I really relied on like getting stores to carry my product.
Somebody told me, a friend of mine in California told me that literally your brand started basically with boxes and suitcases in your trunk, and you were going store to store to try to peddle the wares, so to speak. Is that true?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I did every job. I sewed my samples, you know, I took them out to the stores. I would ship the orders. I was customer service. So I always tell my employees, like, I've done your job.
Andrew, from that standpoint of understanding what it takes, I've done your job and what it takes. We frequently seem to talk in LGBT about Gen Zers and Millennials and how they let us down and how they're not there for us in LGBT and blah, 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 blah. Kind of address that. So you're a millennial at 19, you're not in that generation, but at what millennials or Gen Zs are today. When they're watching you right now, how is it motivational? How do you think your story is motivational for them that they can accomplish that also?
Well, you know, I moved to Los Angeles without any money, without any backing. And you know, I just had a drive and, you know, I put the work in, you know, nothing comes easy. It took me 10 years before my brand actually took off from when I started. So, you know,
So
I
you're
kind of
talking
didn't.
about 2007 before you started to see success. I'm curious, starting approximately 25 years ago, do you shudder when I say that, by the way? Andrew Christian, 25 years in the business. Is that like, ugh?
Sounds like such a long time, but it's gone by so fast. And, you know, I have fun doing what I'm doing. I'm still having fun doing what I'm doing and innovating and creating new items and, you know, connecting with people over what I do.
Yeah, and over the course of 25 years, when you started at 19, this young age, working out of your trunk and going door to door to boutiques that would, especially gay boutiques in the 90s, I imagine that was probably one of the principal places. Is Andrew Christian today, as the person and the brand, 25 years later, do you fundamentally see that you've changed? And if you have, how have you changed?
Well, going back, like in the 90s, there were tons of gay boutiques. And now there's not very many gay boutiques. You know, a lot of things are online. So I think it's been a change. there's not as many gays either, which is, I guess gay culture is a little more integrated into straight culture, which I guess is a good thing. It's just different.
I'm curious because I hear what you said in terms of the changes in gay community. Is the changes that we watch, the online platforms, how we can purchase, how we spend our money, the issue with gay bars and the retrenchment of bars, it seems to me is the same as retrenchment of gay-centric brands. Lots of things and how they get to market and how the market transacts changes. Has the process of change over the last 20 years, do you think it's a good thing for especially gay men, but broadly the LGBTQ community? Is it good, what's happened?
I kind of like the good old days when, you would go to a gay bar, go to a gay store. I just think it gives you more a sense of community and connecting with people in person. I don't think you get the same thing online. I do a lot of Pride events throughout the country. I just did Tampa Pride last weekend, and it's a great chance for me to get out there and meet people and connect and, at a grassroots level, which I love doing.
Excellent. I want to talk to you a moment, a big issue in LGBT. We have a program, we're a nonprofit media platform, and we have a program that's called our 10 Pillars. And they're the 10 principal areas that we focus on. And one of them is on seniors and ageism and what goes on in the LGBTQ community. You're a perfect opportunity because of the youth vibrancy of the Andrew Christian brand. But you started the brand at 19 and now you're in your mid-40s. And for some, it may be a reflection of as we age, are there things that change? And I'm really curious about your young, vibrant brand. Sexy 20-somethings are maybe different than in the mid-40s. So for you personally, as you've been through this transition, you're a very young man, but as you've been through this transition and the more maturity of the Andrew Christian brand, do you think of yourself the same today as when you started? And do you worry about ageism at all? Is it something you think about in your mid-40s that you might start thinking about when you cross that big 50? And is it anything that you worry about, or you just go, it's nonsense and I don't care about it, or something?
Well, I've definitely grown a lot since I was, in my early 20s. I have a lot more experience, which I think helps me in my work, design-wise, which comes with age. But I don't really think about like, oh, I'm going to age out of, what I'm doing and, I'm not going to be relevant anymore. I just don't really think about it.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. Well, I want to talk a little bit about this transition. You said it. It started at about 10 years. And the 10-year threshold for the Andrew Christian brand was in 2007. And something comes to my attention, which I really didn't remember until I started reading about you. And for your 2007-2008 season, the company produced Obama-themed underwear. Now, President Obama themed underwear. And you donated a portion of every sale to the 2008 Barack Obama presidential campaign. That's breathtaking to me, and I can't believe that I don't remember that. Is that that issue of weighing in from your corporate brand and you personally into politics, of supporting Barack Obama and a candidate for president, what went into that decision and why did you do that?
I mean, the candidacy of Barack Obama was such a great moment in history, and I just wanted to be a part of it and support it. And I think it's my duty to be political and support causes that I think align with the LGBTQIA community. There's a lot of things going on right now across this country, a lot of anti-LGBTQ legislation, and I think it's, my duty to lend a voice to our community.
It's interesting here in Florida. You were here in Fort Lauderdale for Pride, and you were in Tampa for Pride. Walt Disney Company came out last year and faced quite a dramatic, it caused the turnover of the chairman at Disney, taking on Ron DeSantis and Don't Say Gay, very political of Reedy Creek and what happened in Orlando. When I read about what you did in 2007, 2008, and you've just referenced the politics of it again, what's interesting to me is for a major brand, and Andrew Christian in your line is a major brand, getting into politics can be dicey for business brands. And so when you weighed in then, and even like what you just did, are you concerned about how your involvement as individual and brand involved in politics and voicing up? Do you worry about that at all, or are you just, that's what we're going to do?
I don't worry about it. You know, it's the right thing to do to speak up about what's right for our community. I'm a gay designer. Most of the people that work for me are gay, and I sell to gay clientele. And when we're being attacked like this, I need to say something. It's not right.
Let's talk about what those people that are attacking us. Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis, top of the list. He's setting himself up for 2024, running for president of the United States. And Texas's Governor Abbott. Tennessee has passed anti-trans and drag bans. What do you think about what we're watching in America? When you came in 1997, in some respects, arguably it was better for the LGBT community in some respects than it is, 25 years ago as it is today. What do you think about what we're watching in America?
Well, when I started, there was like a hope, you know what I mean? Like we were making progress. And now it seems like we're going backward. We've won a lot of equal rights, but now they're being chipped away little by little. And I've been urging people, yes, you can post on social media, but you're pretty much preaching to the choir. What you really need to do is you need to register and you need to show up and vote people in office that share our ideals and will stand up for our rights.
I hear that call to action on an individual basis. And I'm also curious from a brand standpoint, Andrew Christian, the brand, what would you say to other brands, other major brands in America? Tennessee, Florida, Texas, California is pretty blue, New York's pretty blue. Right. Those first three states aren't. What would you say to brands that are heavily doing business in these three states? What advice would you give other brands in terms of navigating what we're watching and these attacks?
I would say go with your moral choice and do what's right. And, just don't do it during Pride Month. These issues are around year round. I feel like a lot of companies only, get into the game about being political during Pride season. And, our community is being attacked year round.
Yeah, it's actually a perfect segue because I wanted, leading a major brand like Andrew Christian, I wanted to ask you about rainbow capitalism. I dread about this time of the year. We're in April. We're beginning to set conversation for June, which means at Queer News Tonight, we're going to do 37 two top burger stories at Burger King or two bottom bun burger stories. And we're going to do 37 stories on rainbow capitalism. And we're glad you're joining us, but we wish it would be for longer than 37 days. With the Pride Month coming, what do you think the responsibility should be of corporate brands that market of their business brands to LGBT America? If you do this, you're a good business advocate for our community. What are those things?
Well, I think a lot of people have been there's been some backlash against corporate America jumping on the Pride bandwagon during Pride Month. But, I think it's a good thing. If I was a 10-year-old kid in a shopping mall and I saw, a window dressed with Pride outfit supporting it, that would make me feel good. I didn't have that growing up. So I think it sets a good example that you're normal, there's nothing wrong with you, and you're accepted.
Hmm. And I want to remind production to help me with an update on the clock. I'm curious, Andrew. You're 10 years old, and you're watching business implementation to LGBTQ plus America today. If you were 10 years old, who's doing a good job besides Andrew Christian? What business brands do you respect to go, boy, they're getting it right for LGBT?
I think Disney's been doing a good job at it. They've they've gotten the backlash for it, but they kind of stood up to Ron DeSantis.
Excellent. I want to talk about diversity. One of the things that I didn't realize until recent days is that you're Latino. To be honest with you, I didn't know that. In all of the years that I've followed Andrew Christian, mostly the brand, I didn't know that. And I came across the tweet that you did in 2018, and just a beautiful picture. It was a breathtaking picture. We're going to show it here in this broadcast. And here's what your tweet said, quote, "I was a gay Latino kid in Central California with a dream to create, bullied for being effeminate, minority, underprivileged, often coming home from school crying. I found strength to believe in myself and know that there is nothing wrong with who I am. Signed, AC," end quote. It's a beautiful tweet, period. Full mic drop. What was going through your mind when you decided that you wanted to write that in Twitter in 2018?
I just wanted to let people know out there, like, my success is due to the fact that I'm gay. If I wasn't gay, I wouldn't be the success that I am today. I wouldn't be the person that I am today. So, a lot of people think of being gay as, a detriment or, something that's going to hold you down. But no, that's what makes you special. And that's ideally what can make you a success in this world.
Hmm. And I'm curious if you disagree with me on the observation of my understanding of you being Latino. Would it surprise you if I said that a significant percentage of LGBT America doesn't know more about your Latino roots? Or do you think, no, they do? It's just you, Al.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are surprised, but then when I tell them, they're like, "Oh yeah, I see that."
Yeah, yeah. Do you feel like you have any obligation to voice up more for Latino LGBT, or you're happy with where you've sat?
I try to share my Latino roots and culture whenever possible.
I want to talk about some of the other diversity communities. We're very centric in terms of trying to do a better job in voicing up the different silos in our community: lesbian, Black community, trans community, etc. Where do you sit individually and brand in terms of these diversity areas? And the reason I ask you this question, I'll just frame it this way. Andrew Christian has this really men's sexy image, and you don't have to be everything to everyone. The product you create is the product you create. But from your voice personally and from your brand, where do you sit on the other silo areas for LGBT?
Well, currently we just changed the main page of our website, so it has a pro-trans graphic on it saying "I support trans." Coming up is the Trans Inclusion Day, so we did that, and even design-wise, we have coming this summer, a pair of tucking underwear. So that's a new genre for us.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. I want to ask you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. If I did.
In the campaign for the tucking underwear, we're going to have one of the Drag Race girls as our campaign model. I can't say who yet, but it's going to be a lot of fun shooting this.
All right. We're gonna go into private mode at Queer News tonight. Now it's only you and me. Who's it gonna be? No, Yeah, I heard you loud and clear. Thank you. Got it. I want to ask you about something in the transition from 2007 and what you did in Obama. In this last 6 months, something really, I think, monumental happened for you. 15 years after your stepping into the pool for Barack Obama, you are recognized as an Out 100 recipient. And Out Media, I'm such a fan of. They have done such an incredible job documenting the LGBTQ plus experience, not only for America, but the entire world. And you are Andrew Christian's name is put in the same sentence of some of the most important names in the 21st century of the LGBTQ community. I'm not understating the significance of that selection for you. When you heard that you were going to be selected as an Out 100 recipient, what did you first think?
I was overjoyed because, I mean, this is something that I wanted to be included for in years. And, you know, like you said, it's just such an honor to be included in this and to be, you know, documented as, you know, one of the top LGBTQ people of the year. I mean, I was just like, I was on the floor.
Did it surprise you? How did I get selected? Did that cross your mind?
It was something that I always wanted, but yeah, I was a little surprised by it. I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, excellent. And afterwards, it's been about 6 months now. What was the reaction from friends and family and your circle of friends and chosen family? What was their reaction to, oh, wait, now he's an Out 100 recipient. We have to treat him in a completely different way. It's like royalty.
I don't think they felt like they had to treat me differently, but everybody was definitely proud of me.
Oh, good.
I remember my mother going to the bookstore and getting like 10 copies of it. So
yeah,
it was a fun time.
You sell underwear and swimwear and other things. So Out made a good marketing decision to do this, so your mom would buy more magazines.
Right.
It was a good marketing decision. Speaking of marketing, let's talk about your brand. You have a new collection, Unleashed. We're showing some details of that. Tell us about, first, before you do, let's talk about the idea of freshness. You've done this for 25 years. When you started at 19, you launched this new line, Unleashed. Is it difficult as you go on to feel like, I've done everything, there's just really nothing left to do? Do you ever feel that way?
No, I always have a curiosity and a creativeness, and I think it's the exact opposite. I have to like pull myself sometimes from, you know, designing too much stuff, which is what Unleashed is like. So being a designer, you always have to think about, you know, what's marketable, what's commercially, you know, viable. Well, with Unleashed, this is like me just like not even thinking about that and just being artistic with the designs. You know, a lot of the designs have sort of freeform cutouts on the clothes, and, you know, people have been really liking it. It's a different direction for Andrew Christian.
Yeah. And like when you were here in Fort Lauderdale, there are places in Tampa. There's places in every city. But we have the Pride Factory here on Wilton Drive. And
Right.
does it still, even at this point, 25 years later, feel weird to walk into a big LGBT store like Pride Factory and see a whole section that is Andrew Christian and so many? Does that, do you ever go, oh gosh, that's just so strange? I love it, but it's so strange. Do you ever think that way in terms of your product and how it's displayed in retail stores?
No, it's not weird. I feel proud. What's cool is like if I'm, you know, say like in Asia or in Europe and somebody recognizes me and comes up to me, like that's really cool for me. Like that recognition, like so far away.
Excellent. And one of the new things that you're doing that I read, which it was very interesting to me, is Andrew Christian. Now, and when I say the words Andrew Christian, I have an exact model in mind. The brand has been so good you know exactly. It's like the Coca-Cola and the clip of the pop top of the can. You know exactly what that is, and that's the way I think about Andrew Christian. I know exactly what I think in my head is the underwear and swimsuit embracement. I hear that you're getting ready to, or you might have already started, kind of a body positivity campaign by moving into larger sizes, even up to 2XL. Is that true?
Last year we launched 2XL, which has been doing phenomenally. I tried to do it about 5 years ago, and like it just didn't sell. So I think there's been a change in society, especially after COVID. I think people are a lot more willing to be fashionable, even at a bigger size. So now I'm expanding it. I'm making 2XL in swimwear and sportswear, and just continuing with that.
And will that happen this year?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And later this spring, I'm going to be launching an underwear line called Thick, which is for guys that are a little bigger size. And we're going to do a whole campaign around it as well.
Yeah, including models?
Including models.
Oh,
There'll be
absolutely
a set of models.
Yeah. And I'm curious, I'm talking to Andrew Christian, 2023. If we could go back and add a third pane here and talk to Andrew Christian 1997, would he be shocked at this conversation that there's Thick and there's the 2XL size? Would that Andrew Christian be shocked at this conversation?
I think I would be shocked at the conversation from today. You know, I put out there in my head, I was like, I want to create like a gay super brand. I didn't know how I was going to get there.
A gay Superman was your goal. Is that what you said?
Super brand.
Oh, super brand. Oh, okay. Super brand, right?
I didn't know how I was going to get there. You know, I just had this dream and I threw it out there into the universe, and, you know, it happened.
Did you accomplish it? Do you have gay super brand?
I think so. You know, I think we're the first big gay brand out there, because before we came along, there were brands out there that were for the community, but we were definitely like, I'm a gay designer and we only use gay models, and, you know, we celebrate that.
Yeah. I have to ask you, over the years, so many of my friends will hate me if I don't ask Andrew Christian about some of the push-up and padding and ring technology that you have brought to swimwear, especially. If viewers don't understand what I'm talking about, and everybody understands what I'm talking about, what was the motivation? What was your thinking process to really reinvent this silo or this stream for swimwear? Seems to me a very gay male interest. What was the motivation to do it?
My motivation was to just enhance what you already have and make it look better, you know, and be flattering to the male body. You know, I make underwear and swimwear with all these different designs and technologies in them, but at the end of the day, they're super comfortable. So you have to think about comfort when you're designing, because, you know, if you're wearing a pair of underwear, you're going to be wearing it all day long. I just came out with a new collection called Bulge, which has a built-in cock ring, but the cock ring is made out of an elastic. So it does, like, it's kind of like a push-up bra in there, but it's still comfortable to wear all day long.
Yes, and your model, that commercial we have played at Queer News Tonight, we showed your commercial and talked about the brand because it caught our attention. Do you have, when you really reinvent, that is a creative reinvention. When you create in a new way like that, do you get pushback? Or, you know, is evangelical GOP, does Marjorie Taylor Greene blast you in Twitter, or Lady G in South Carolina come out? Do you get any pushback, or you just don't?
I don't get any pushback. To be honest, I don't even think they're tuned in to what I'm doing, you know?
Okay. All right. Good. One of the other things that I want to talk about on Andrew Christian brand that is that may often be overlooked, principally swimsuit, underwear, other areas, but that's the principal lines of the brand, isn't it? Correct? I'm correct there. Swimsuit and underwear.
Underwear is what we're known for, also swimwear, but I design a whole collection of sportswear.
Right, which I have seen. One of the things that I want to bring to attention, and we're going to show some of that.
Unleashed are my design concepts and aesthetics set completely free. Unleashed is young, attainable, conceptualized high fashion that I've always wanted to create without any constraints. Unleashed is fluid. Art. Universal. Attitude. Irreverent. Living without limits. What we all desire. What we truly crave. Unleashed can be you. Unleash yourself.
Andrew Christian brand has been unique in America because television and commercial is how we change minds and attitudes. You have been as out there as any brand in America over certainly the last 15, 20 years. I just saw, I remember vividly, maybe 10, 15 years ago, of the commercial that you did with Trophy Boy and the car wash scene and all of these beautiful guys in beautiful Andrew Christian swimsuits washing a vehicle. And I couldn't take my eye off of it. And I thought to myself, long before Netflix and everyone else got into gay character implementation, Andrew Christian is out there blazing trails. And just this week, I saw the one of the new commercial video programs that you've done, doing that again with a Jeep. And it had a drag queen integrated in it with all of these boys. And I thought, oh my gosh, he's just reinventing marketing for the demographic market that he's going after. What's the inspiration of the really cutting edge marketing that Andrew Christian brand is so well known for? Even if people don't know you're so well for it, or you're so well known for it, it's penetrating in going, wait, along with the swimsuit and the underwear and the lifestyle brand, it's our video integration. What's the inspiration of that?
Well, the last video you were just referencing, we had Kimora Black in the video from Drag Race, and it was featuring our skirts for men, which have been extremely popular. There was a little bit of a controversy. Some people are like, oh, guys shouldn't wear skirts, but people love the skirt. And, I like to be the forefront of what's going on with fashion right now.
Yeah.
So I decided to showcase the skirts in the video. And I think it's important for me to do these videos because a lot of these teenage kids that live in these small towns, this is their first introduction into the gay community, and they may not have any gay friends or, an LGBTQ support system in their city they live in. So this is gives them a sense of belonging.
Yeah. And by the way, you're in good company. Brad Pitt wore a beautiful skirt at the Tokyo Film Festival. So you're in very good company in doing that. I'm curious in terms of the political motivation of the videos that you do and the push. If that was a video with beautiful Hooter girls, nobody would even say one word. Do you think it's just a representation still in 2023 of the degree of homophobia that we face in some communities, especially the 17-year-old that's going to watch it in Lincoln, Nebraska, that's never seen anything like that. Is it the holdover of homophobia? What is the rejection of it all about? Because they would love Hooter girls doing it.
I mean, I think there still is homophobia out there. I think it's gotten a lot better. I think as a whole, Americans accept LGBTQ people more. I think it's sort of like the people in political power are a minority that are trying to stop us and giving a voice to the other minority that is anti-LGBTQ. So I think it's even more of a incentive for me to be out there and to be gay and, showcasing our community.
Beautifully said. Andrew Christian, everything that you've accomplished in your life, that Twitter post in 2018 showing you maybe at 5 years old, 6 years old, whatever the age, starting at 19, supporting Barack Obama with a Barack Obama themed underwear line for the LGBTQ community, to recipient of the Out 100. What a magnificent career for individual and brand, Andrew Christian. I'm curious, you're in your mid-40s, everything that you've accomplished, what haven't you done, and what's the next 45 years going to bring?
Oh, I would just love to keep designing and innovating. For me, it's about the process and the creative process, and not so much the goal. So I'm having fun doing what I'm doing now, and I just want to keep doing that for as long as I can.
Another 45 years.
We'll see.
Exactly. Well, Andrew Christian, everything that we've talked about today in terms of product, videos, the Trophy Boy series, which is really very entertaining. You must go see, and you see it at andrewchristian.com. You, of course, can order direct for all of the fashion products, the sexy fashion products that Andrew Christian represents, or there's thousands of stores all over America that you can walk into, because you see Andrew Christian everywhere where there are LGBT people, which is everywhere, and places that want to have great swimsuits, underwear, and more. Andrew Christian, thank you so much for being with us at Queer News tonight.
Thank you so much. I've enjoyed it.